so I have not been able to draw for the past few weeks. And it's really starting to get to me, I won't lie to you. So instead of doing stuff for business, we're just going to draw for fun. And that's what I'm calling this newbie series, drawing for fun. I'll leave it over to voiceover Anya. Let's go. Yeah, thanks video Anya, you're looking a bit pale there. Anyway, hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Let's just get straight on into the video for today. As I said before, we are just drawing for fun today. It has been a few months, a few hard months, I'm not going to lie to you, personally, but I am now sitting down to actually do a bit of drawing for fun, not to put out any art for business, just to really enjoy art again, and just to really find joy in the wee things about it, it can't be all about business all the time and trying to make content and trying to do this, that and the other. So we're just going to enjoy the process today. If you've seen my last video about burnout, when I talked about ways I combat burnout, I'll leave a card for you in the video here. I talked about how I was playing The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, and I actually finished it like last week, and oh my goodness, I have fallen down the rabbit hole of the whole timeline, the theories, everything. Like, my goodness me, it was such a brilliant game, and just the way it ended. I don't want to spoil anything in case you maybe haven't played it, but it was just really, really good, and just a lovely escape, and just to really just a wee bit of joy again. Do you know what I mean? Like, the world is crap enough as it is, so if you play a game and it makes you smile a wee bit, that's happy days. The word's a bit crap enough as it is at the minute, so it was really good. Like, I had never grown up on Zelda before, and I don't know why. Like, I always used to play games growing up with like Mario, and like Super Mario was my jam back in the day, and the Wii, like, if you know the story and the whole thing behind it, like, it was just awesome. And like, I never played Zelda, and I don't know why, and I'm really kicking myself in the pants, because it's like, that was such a good game and I missed it as a kid. But anyway, we're here now. And today we are drawing Zelda, one of my newbie favourites. I really want to play Breath of the Wild on my Switch. I do have a Switch Lite and I love it, but games are really expensive, and I don't really know where to, do you go down, which timeline do you go down with Zelda now? Like, do you go down like the whole adult timeline, or the child, or if the hero dies, which is really freaking depressing. I thought, like, when I read about it, I was like, what? There's a rally the word like dies? What? That can't be. It was really depressing when I found out, but yeah, that's life, unfortunately. but I'm really debating as to what to play next because I've been going down the rabbit hole of Breath of the Wild, and I really want to play it, but like I feel like I'd be missing out on a whole lot more if I didn't play the games in between. But like 3DS games are so hard to get these days, like even with like the Majora's Mask, which is the next one after Ocarina, like it runs about £40 and like come on, we're trying to save money in this freaking cost of living crisis, for goodness sake. It was $2.50 for a tub of butter when I was in doing the groceries. It was bloody awful. This is how you know you're getting old, when you actually pay attention to like, you know, the prices of things and like butter and like get really annoyed about it. That's how I know I'm getting old, to be honest. And also another thing about getting old, like I get excited about washing powder. Like literally I was looking at the Ariel pods for the washing machine and I was like, oh my goodness, they do stuff for stain removal, that'd be so good. And it's like, what has happened to me? What's going on? But even just playing like Ocarina, like it was just so good, and like, you know, for its time back then, like, you know, it really did set the standard for 3D Zelda games, definitely. And just, you know, just the whole story itself was just really well executed. Like I haven't really seen like a good video game in a long time since Super Paper Mario on the Wii with like such a good storyline, and like that was like, that's definitely in like my top 2 now, to be honest, with Zelda. And I definitely want to play Breath of the Wild, like I really want to play it, but I don't know, we'll just have to see. But even like playing Zelda and stuff like that there, it really got me thinking about just, you know, like faith in general. Like there, maybe God speaks through Zelda, I don't know, we'll see. But even just like, you know, with the battles and stuff like that there, like, you know, excuse me, like you can't be afraid to go into these battles with things, like you just have to press in head on. And maybe as a Christian that's a word for you today, that you just have to press into the battle, knowing that it's already won. So there you go. Jeepers. I was really upset when it actually ended. Like when I first finished the game with Ocarina, it was like, oh, what am I going to do now? I did start to play Animal Crossing again, but like, you know, with New Horizons stuff like that, they're like they stopped updating about last year, I believe, and it's just like, you know, what do you do now? There's not a lot to do. But then you go on it and then you start catching your wee bugs and your wee fish, and then it's all happy days. Then you just go to that place just to do absolutely nothing, and it's great. And I also started to play my Crash Bandicoot game. I loved Crash back in the day, like with the PS2, like oh, it was so good. And even playing like the PS1 games, it was just amazing. And just to see that, you know, come on like the Switch and like be updated for now with all the new graphics and all, it was just really, really good. But you really can't beat the original, to be honest, with the whole dodgy graphics and all too. Oh. But just I really love Zelda now. I think it's really good. Just a real all-rounder good storyline with good gameplay and the whole 9 yards. Like I know this isn't a gaming channel, but as I say, we are drawing for fun, and this is another little thing that I'm interested in. And just to really get to, you know me better, you know, as a not just like as a business owner, but just as a person in general. Also, I do apologise if you can hear stuff in the background. But yes, I went down the absolute rabbit hole of YouTube, Zelda. Didn't even think it was a thing, but here we are. Like just the whole theories about, you know, the different temples that you play in the ocarina. Like, oh goodness, like there's just so much more to it than meets the eye, and it's so good. Like, oh my god. And I definitely think my favorite part of like the game, quite frankly, I really enjoyed the water temple. Like I really enjoyed the whole, like, you know, the Zora's tunic and the iron boots. I really enjoyed that. And a lot of people I spoke to haven't enjoyed it, but like my least favorite was probably the shadow temple. That really did my loafing, like near the end, like with the hover boots and then trying to go over to the other side and dodge the guillotines. Like I don't want to spoil the game, but I'm sorry if I do. But like yeah, that really done my loafing, to be honest with you. And the fire temple too. Like I see going back and forth and starting all over again when you fall or when you die, which I done many of times. Then going back to the very start of the temple really annoyed me. But I think that's the whole point of the game. So let me know in the comments which game I should play next. Should I bite the bullet and get Breath of the Wild, or should I try something else? Let me know your recommendations down below. And I'll probably continue this wee drawing for fun series because, like, it's just, for me personally with this whole thing, like, it's just been, like, real business oriented stuff, and I really haven't been able to really sit down and enjoy being creative for a while, and it has really sort of mentally, like, I can definitely feel it, but, like, you know, that's just life. You go through these wee seasons where it is more business orientated, and, like, you're having to, like, you know, do all the real boring stuff, and like you don't really have time to create, and that's just reality sometimes. But you know, you just have to make time to be creative, and I definitely want to maybe do a few more prophetic pieces, you know, permitted that I actually get a word. And just to really enjoy drawing again, because I really haven't for a while, and you know, with the constant comparison of, you know, art YouTube and Instagram and, you know, everything else, like, you know, sometimes I feel like I'm not good enough, but you know, we all have to start somewhere, and that's okay. You can't compare yourself, because I was reading a devotional this morning with about comparison, just, you know, and I said that, you know, there's no winning when it comes to comparison, which I thought was very powerful. Like, you know, either you puff up yourself to make yourself look great, or laugh at the misfortunes of others, or say, you know, it's on the other end of the spectrum where, you know, someone else has better than what we have, but you know, you can't win, and you can't compare yourself, and that's okay. We're all on a different timeline. So I do apologise for that wee sort of spew there, but I hope you enjoyed today's video. Be sure to give me a like and a subscribe, and also subscribe to my Patreon down below if you are able to support this wee channel, just to help me to create free videos for you guys, and just to even for yourself to get exclusive content which you will not see on any of my social media. You can even maybe have a chance to get some free artwork from me. Also, if you subscribe to my Patreon or any of the tiers, and it'll just really help me out in general, to be honest, to live out my artist dreams. And also be sure to check out my Etsy store. I have a bunch of new printables on there, and I have tote bags, I have art prints that will just brighten up your home, and just they're all very minimal, they're very neutral, so they won't be too in your face, and it's just really nice artwork. So be sure to check out my Etsy shop down below. I will leave a link for you that you can go and check it out. And I think that will do it for me for today's video, and I will see you guys in the next one next week. Bye!